why does it need to be live for you guys? Like, why not make fixed media works that you put online that like are polished, that like have a lower rate of kind of failure because like we've sort of perfected that technology more? Like, what about the live performance is like important to you guys if like there's all those variables?
Like the bar is so high for video. Like we have access to like the most amount of money ever put into like entertainment, and that production value is so extremely high that it feels more interesting, and I feel like I can make more of an impact in the attempt of doing something live, even risking failure. I think there's like the attempt that's really important.
I agree, and I think, we had some pretty serious tech issues the first two performances. Video dropped or sound dropped. Things happened, like a lot of things happened. But what was interesting in the feedback to that was that a lot of people actually appreciated just like troubleshooting this very live thing. But I think it is an embracing, like you mentioned, we don't know what anyone's technology situation, or if they're looking on a tiny phone versus like a large screen. And I think one of the lessons was just releasing a lot of our normal expectations of what it means to be a performer and how it means to interact and what control we have over any of these variables, which is very little.
You could totally fake this. You could totally make a video and then pretend it was live and that it's not live. But then people also like lip sync at major sporting events or inaugurations, and everyone gets super mad. And then other people are like, why are you mad? That's performance too. Okay, so if you fake a live streaming thing with a video, is that still in some way live? Maybe. Like part of liveness is just about the belief that like other people are doing a particular thing, and sometimes you don't actually even know the truth, but you at least you've advertised a certain truth and people have bought into it.
Like I've definitely done electronic pieces that are just pre-recorded tape, but I like turn knobs in the middle of the performance just to like, I don't know, because I think that's what people have to do.
I think maybe even more than the issues of liveness, like there's an eventness. So the creation of an event is important. And that's, I think, even more important right now for people who are in the same place every day and seeing the same small group of people. There's various ways that people create structure in their lives, but I think having things that are events are actually really useful psychologically. And I think community-wise, like, I know for the live performances, not only do we as a band like that we're doing it at the same time and we're having a social interaction, even though we're not in the same room, but I also know plenty of people who watch the performance while texting their friends or they're doing the chat. And so there's this simultaneous kind of community interaction that's happening, which I think is really useful to having some sort of sense of the social and community.
Yeah, I have to say, as someone who watched one of the performances live, and didn't like participate in the chat, but definitely like found it very like fun to watch. I think there is some sort of like weird internet intimacy that happens. Like even just knowing that I'm kind of in the same position as all of you in front of a screen and you're like doing this thing feels very one-to-one in a way. I'm also speaking from a perspective where I've like just spent the last week like binge watching people streaming themselves play Magic the Gathering for like 7 hours every day. But like, and I every day I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, why can I not stop watching these people? And there's like a similar like yearning. I think your performance is one of the only things I've watched online since the quarantine started, and like it was like hard for me to stop watching it, and I think that eventness is definitely like at play.